Week 3 of the Simulation Football League over the bayou in Louisiana. It's Houma, Louisiana, the home of the Louisiana Revolution. They play host to the Baltimore Vultures. Welcome into the broadcast booth, everybody, inside Stack Up Stadium. It's Chris Curtis. It's Jacob Clear. We are ready to go for a Week 3 matchup. Baltimore trying to get off the schneid. Louisiana trying to get to 2-1.
Good evening, Chris. Good evening, SFL Nation, and a great opportunity to be back here calling a game with Chris. And we're in Revolution country for tonight. Both of these teams have been a bit short of a gallop through their opening two games. Baltimore in particular sitting at 0-2 after 2 weeks is very unfamiliar territory for them in particular. Interested to see which of the two teams can get their season started this evening.
Yeah, season on the right side of the column at the very least. Aerial coverage of today's game provided by Dags DroneWorks, aerial photography and videography services for real estate, events, marketing, and more. Learn more at dagsdroneworks.com. Baltimore in the road whites, Louisiana in the home greens. On the tops should be a good one throughout. Baltimore I think it's important for them, Jacob, not to reinvent the wheel. They know how to win in this game of football that we love, but they are just getting the short end of the stick on a couple of different occasions.
Yeah, absolutely, and you make a great point. All of their games so far have been within 2 scores, Baltimore, this season. So they haven't been that far off. It's just a couple of plays short every game.
Getting ready to go and getting things underway as Louisiana is going to start with this football, and they'll have it in their end zone for a touchback. And Louisiana starting with this football as De Niro takes it in the end zone. Tommy Utah along with Dwayne Salmons, your quarterback-halfback combo. Chris Grant Jr., also the second halfback for this Revolution team. Cameron Collier, the fullback, will go into the wide receivers here in just a bit. It is a strong eye formation for the Revs on first down. On first, they move the man in motion. Makes me think they may try to go to the air on first down. We'll see. 5 on the play clock. And nope, it'll be a handoff. That's through the middle, and a good start to this game on the road or on the run. Great run through the middle, and that is Dwayne Salmons down to the 25-20, and he's taken down at the 23-yard line. What a start in the run game for the Revs.
Absolutely, Curtis. That's a fantastic run. He got through the middle. Seemed like Baltimore collapsed a bit in the middle. It was a good job by Trey Lowshaw to get back there in coverage because he was in front the entire time. But it's been a real interesting adjustment period for Louisiana, trying to work out the split between these two running backs. I don't think they've had a run yet of that kind of caliber, and that's a fantastic way to open up the game for the Revolution running offense.
Curious to see how much they use that going forward. Can they split the seam and run between the tackles more than once? Heavy set I formation, Utah throwing right side, caught, room to work, and a first down inside the 10 to the 5-yard line. And that is Liam Hammer, the receiver, first and goal.
Yeah, nice and calm, but they're already trying to see what the Baltimore defense is going to offer them. But 2 plays already where it's been quite comfortable for the Revs. That pass was wide open to Liam Hammer.
Yeah.
You cannot leave him that wide open, even in short situations.
Plenty of room to work for him. First and goal for Louisiana. 2 plays, and they're already knocking on the door. Chance for them to get on the board. We talked about Liam Hammer. He had that first one. Lyric Da Vinci, Adam Banks, and Rachel De Niro, the other wide receivers. John Michael Sudduth, the tight end, along with Levy Lease out there as well. Heavy set, handoff. That's Salmons through the middle. He is going to stay on his feet. Broken tackle, gets back to the line of scrimmage and no further than that. And there is a man down. It is Troy Lowshaw, the strong safety for Baltimore. That is not good for Baltimore. He's one of their playmakers.
Yeah, it's disastrous if he's to miss some part of this game. You can see Thomas Pataniti already under some duress. And on that occasion, Baltimore were able to get the play. They sent Keenan Samuels onto the near side where Dwayne Salmons had started the run. And eventually, I think it was Grant actually that ran across and tried to test out the other side on the same play. Baltimore still get the stop, second and goal.
Brian Easy and Felix Maryland, your backup strong safeties that could end up in that spot going forward. Heavy set offset eye against second and goal. This will be a toss play. Salmons, room on the right, towards the end zone. He is in. That is a Revs touchdown, and they have a score lead on their first drive.
3 carries for Dwayne Salmons, and he probably deserved the touchdown on a big break earlier on the drive in the first play of the game, but this time gets it to the outside. Baltimore unable to get the coverage around. They get the result. That's a great play by the Revolution front office. You see that lead block by Cameron Collier bursting through the middle. Gets it moving, and Giovanni Bolt was unable to cover him on the outside, and the Revs put up on the board just over a minute gone.
That's a real good start for Louisiana. Exactly what they wanted is they're able to steal that edge and get their man to the outside. And a chance for Louisiana to get the 7th point on the board. It is up, and it is through. No issues there from the kicker, Otis Boudreau. So 4 plays, 80 yards. Heck of a start for the Revs offense. Baltimore about to get the ball to start their day on offense to see how they do. Here we go. Baltimore about to get it. 7-0 lead for Louisiana as they have an early advantage, just a minute 5 in to gameplay here in week 3 for both these teams. That'll be returned to the 25. Spin move to the outside. That's a real good return. Finally getting taken down at the 35-yard line. That is ideal for David Anderson and the Vultures as they get a real good return.
Yeah, good job by David Anderson, and we've seen a lot of good kick returning in this new season of the SFL. That time again, just got to the outside, almost got enough room to keep it going, but that's a much-needed start, and they needed a little bit of confidence after their defense was shook so much on that first drive.
Yeah, this will bring out Jack Wigmore and company. Still waiting on word on Troy Loshaw to see how he's doing. Jack Wigmore, Warren Murray, quarterback, halfback. T. Roy Gaines, the Hall of Famer, is the fullback. Ivory Irvin, Mac Chima, Daley Holder, David Anderson, the wide receivers, with Cesar Ackerman and Jackson Roberts reporting for tight end duty. Tight end moves in motion. Wigmore's under center on first down. 5 on the play clock to start things out. Handoff. That's Murray. He's going to work his way through the middle. That's a 6-yard carry. That's exactly where that was T. Roy Gaines. He was in the halfback spot. They put him in that spot in the formation. He gets 6 yards.
Yeah, recently Hall of Fame inducted T. Roy Gaines has been the better of the two so far this season. They've still got a really good split between him and Murray across the course of the 2 games.
This is Murray to the outside off the toss. And nope, actually that's Gaines again. They put him in the halfback spot one more time. I thought for sure that was Murray. I thought I saw Gaines in the fullback spot. Not so much. 9 yards through 2 plays, make it a 3rd and 1. And this could be a momentum play on defense for the Revs. See if they can get a stop and get themselves off the field. Heavy set look for Baltimore. Just over 8 minutes left in this first quarter. Not a lot of time gone. Baltimore already looking up at a deficit. Wigmore, handoff, right side between the tackles, gets the first down. It's T. Roy again, and he has the new set closer to midfield than not, 1st and 10.
Yeah, obviously spent a few seasons at fullback, T. Roy Gaines, after returning to this Baltimore roster, and you can see the power running. If they've got Warren Murray subbed in as the fullback, that's what's confusing you, Curtis. They've got them both out there, but at the moment it's Gaines that's the running back.
There's a draw play for T. Roy. He's got some room and a broken tackle. 6 more yards added to his total. 3 rushes so far for T. Roy, and he's got 2nd and 4 on this one.
A great start as well by the offensive line. The Bleecker twins leading the way for the Vultures on that line, and it makes it a lot easier for the running backs when that lead block's there.
Offset eye again. Toss play left side. This one is through the left. That is another chance for them to make it work. 1st and 10 for the Vultures as they find another way to get it done. First down. Thrown. Wigmore, one-handed grab. That is over the middle for Mac Chima, and we're going to call it early. That is your nice hands catch of the game, brought to you by Retroid.
Absolutely, and it seems we get a heap of candidates every week that are of that kind of caliber. That time Chima, the veteran, just takes it over the middle. Great catch, great first down, and Baltimore have just got a bit of momentum going on offense.
Split back formation on first down. They're inside field goal range as Baltimore, trying to answer the early touchdown from Louisiana. That's a broken tackle. Getting to the outside, 2 broken tackles, and finally it's taken down. 2nd and 5. Put a Retroid handheld in your hands and play the only video game with your player in it, SFL 4K 23. 2nd and 5 for Baltimore. 4-3 look on defense for Louisiana. From the 18, another toss play. Another broken tackle, trying to get towards the sideline. Gets a couple of yards, no further than that. Good pursuit on the ball by the linebacker. 3rd and 3.
Yeah, and on the previous carry, they let Warren Murray touch it. That time they go back to Gaines on the same play. See something similar here on 3rd down.
There's Chuck Diesel on the stop on the previous play. 3rd and 3. Wigmore backs it up, looks, throws over the middle. That one is incomplete, very close. Had a chance down there. Couldn't quite find the target. Jackson Roberts, the tight end, was the intended target.
And it looked like he had a really good go at it there. He had 2
drop.
hands in the area. Yeah, he's absolutely dropped that. The free agent coming over from Las Vegas in the offseason to join Caesar Ackerman as well, another free agent that they brought over in that tight end room after they lost their starter from last season, Lloyd Graham Jr. And we'll see a 35-yarder attempt here from
Shark Tarkenton right down the middle with it. One of the most accurate kickers in SFL history. Knocks another one through and at least gets them points. 7-3, Louisiana holds the lead.
Well, you're right, and there were a lot of positives to take out of that drive. The run game looked solid from T-Roy Gaines. For the most part, they had a couple of good passes that should have been caught. I mean, they should have probably feel like they had a touchdown with Jackson Roberts there. Normally the safe hands couldn't quite reel it in, but still a lot of things they can draw on from that opening drive.
Kick is up and gone. Chance for Louisiana to possibly return this. They will. 5-10 to the 20. Moves through the middle. Stays within the hash marks. Down to the 28-yard line. That's De Niro. Good work from him. It'll go all the way down to the 28-yard line. And that is where Louisiana will start this drive. Their first drive went for 4 plays, 80 yards. And it was capped off by a Dwayne Salmon's run. He had the first run of the game that went for 50-plus. And then capped it off towards the pylon to finish off the drive. Now is a chance for Baltimore, though, defensively, Jacob, to stand up. They really can ill afford going down 2 possessions right now. First and 10. Utah is under center. Salmon's handoff. Tries to get through. Good job. Right at the line of scrimmage. That is fantastic work from the Baltimore defense to get there and make a play. It's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and even more importantly, that was Troy Lowshaw, so he's clearly recovered from that injury. And you mentioned earlier on their last drive that they need to plug the middle of this run, but Louisiana love running between the tackles with their 2 running backs.
This is a run play again. Salmon's really fighting his way back to the line of scrimmage. Actually gained a yard from that somehow. And Giovanni Bolt finally comes up to make the stop. 3rd and long coming up here for Louisiana.
You see there, a lot of these running backs, you need to knock them off balance before you can actually make a tackle. That time, good work by the front line from Baltimore, and Jared Bolt finishes him off.
Utah backs it up. Looks to throw it. Heave over the middle. That one's incomplete. That was in quad coverage. 4 Vultures in the area. One of them was that man, Troy Lowshaw. De Niro, your intended target. Louisiana will punt.
Yeah, again, and you spoke about how important Lowshaw is to this defense, how he is a playmaker. That instance, he completes the three and out for the Vultures defense, and just like that, the game has swung a little bit. Early on, they looked shaky on that opening drive defensively. Then they stand up, get bodies around the plays, and they'll get the ball back.
Anderson back deep for the punt return out to the 32-yard line and tackled pretty much immediately at the 34. And here comes the Vultures offense trying to come back and potentially take the lead with a touchdown here.
and more of the same necessary. You saw a good early signs from T-Roy Gaines and Mac Chima with the big grab, but the run game looked very sturdy early on, so expect another heavy dosage of T-Roy.
Wouldn't be surprised. He was definitely dynamite in that first drive on a number of occasions. Wigmore backs it up, 7-step drop. Plenty of time. Now pressure comes, and it's batted down as he threw the ball. Good reactions there to get up, put your hands in the air. I think that hit Brian Craven right in the chest.
He did, but the reactions of Wigmore weren't there either, because I'm not sure what he was doing in that situation. I don't think he had any idea the pressure that he was under in that situation. He seemed to not be aware of his surroundings. That's a risky play.
Yeah, definitely did not take any enough caution on that play. Under center, Wigmore backs it up. He's got pressure coming, free runner, and that is incomplete. That looked like it should have been called PI, but I don't think the receiver had a chance to catch that football.
Yeah, and it seems this season the pass interference calls are very 50-50. Sometimes you could argue that it wasn't a call and it gets called, and in that instance we thought it might have been a call and wasn't. 3rd and 10, they're going to come out in the bunch.
Yeah, bunch to the left, and Warren Murray's in the backfield. Wigmore's under center. He'll move left. Throw deep, and that is caught. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line, dragged down to the 38. And that is perfectly done. Mac Chima, another long catch. 1st and 10.
And Chima again, but this time Wigmore, very smart. Just that rollout play can really trick a defense and allowed him to get a little bit of room off the safety. Makes the play, and that's the second big grab for Mac Chima at the start of this game. He's bailed them out twice with some really impressive route running, and that time gets forward progress, and they flip the field.
1st and 10, 3:53 left in this first quarter. 2 to the left, 1 to the right in the offside eye again. Handoff through the middle, and that is not going to go for very much. 2 yards for T-Roy Gaines. If you're new to the Simulation Football League, welcome. The SFL is football for everyone. Get off the sideline and start your player today by joining our Discord server at simulationfl.net. Click the Join the Community button and begin your career just to meet the stars of the SFL on and off the field. It's never too late to get involved. 2nd and 6 after the 4-yard run. Wigmore in a heavy set look. It'll be a toss play to the left. That is T-Roy again. Gets taken down after no gain. Make it 3rd and 6. Diesel right there to make the hit. And a big 3rd down for both teams coming up.
Yeah, it looked like the block just didn't develop there. The tight end trying to get across to help his tailback out, but it wasn't enough. The Revs respond.
In the quads look, Wigmore moves out to the right. Left-hander heaves over the middle. That one's caught. A nice deep post pattern for Mac Chima again. 1st and 10, they're well within scoring range.
Yeah, that time he rolls out into a more comfortable area. He can throw off his back foot. A great play again, and look who it is for the 3rd time today. Another deep look finds Mac Chima, and again, they've just pressed it forward. I mean, a couple of times the Revolution defense has been able to put a stop to the run game, but this time Wigmore's finally found his groove.
7-3 Revolution, but the Vultures are knocking on the door from the 13-yard line. Their 2nd trip in the red zone today. Handoff through the middle is T-Roy Gaines. He gets taken down just 1 yard into the former, and he's taken down by Jeff Malinishin.
Yeah, that was a tough defensive play. Good pressure by the Rev defense, and the safety comes through and makes the play. They need more of that in rushing situations if they're going to stop this Baltimore offense.
Split backs look. Toss play, right side. Trying to get some room, and it takes 2 Rev players to bring down Warren Murray, but they do the job. 3rd and 4, and a bend but no break scenario potentially for Louisiana if they can get the stop.
That was Malinishin again. 2 big plays by the safety, and interestingly, that was Warren Murray's 2nd carry of the game only. Gaines is completely in control.
Handoff. Nope, play action. Wigmore. End zone. Tipped and incomplete. Had everybody fooled on the field except for the secondary for Louisiana. 4th down coming, and Tarkenton will be back out for a field goal.
Yeah, and he was looking for his main man there in Ivory Irvin. First target of the game. Let's go on his way, but unable to reel it in. Good coverage by the Rev defense in the back end there, and Tarkington will come out for attempt number 2 for
that was
the
Dante Grimm, the pass deflection there, and the good coverage in the back of the end zone. Tarkington with a 24-yarder from the right hash. Snap is good, hold good, kick up and on the way. It is up, and no issues there for the Baltimore kicker. 7-6, 10 plays, 57 yards. So long drives from Baltimore, but they're ending in 3 points, not 7. And that is a cause for concern going forward.
Absolutely. I love the stadium design here as well for the Revolution. Not sure if you caught it, Curtis, the little vulture hunt graphic at the back of the end zone there. That was pretty cool. I love that.
Yeah, doing a little bit of bird hunting. Exactly. I like that. We see those little wrinkles from time to time in separate stadiums throughout the league, and this is no exception. This will be De Niro's return to the 25-yard line. He'll get taken down. They'll mark him at the 24, and that is where the Revs will start this drive. For all the league highlights, photo galleries, major and minor league stats and leaderboards, community content, and so much more, check out the league's website at simulationfl.net, powered by Football Shift. Stay up to date and explore our past, present, and future. Utah is under center from the 24-yard line in the split backs. Handoff through the middle, plenty of room, and a hurling running back as he gets through the middle as well. An 8-yard run. That is Chris Grant Jr., the second running back for Louisiana. He gets 8.
First sighting of Chris Grant Jr. Normally they've been a bit more balanced across the course of games with their 2 running backs, but early it's been a heavy dosage of Salmons, and it looks like Salmons is back in.
2nd and 2. Baltimore looks like they're expecting a run. This is a little more heavy set than we've seen from Louisiana so far, but a run indeed it is. To the left, that's a first down, and it is Salmons getting the new set. 1st and 10 as they move closer and closer to midfield.
Yeah, it looked like Baltimore just laid off the pressure there a little bit. They probably could have afforded to flood the box. They kind of let that play come to them rather than going out and getting it. And we'll see there'll be more running on this drive.
So they've got some receivers spread out here. Maybe they try something a little bit different. Move the tight end from left to right. Nickel look on defense for Baltimore. Utah has it. Quick throw, and it's intercepted. Oh, a huge athletic play to leap and grab that one. That is Alvin Mack with the interception near the line of scrimmage.
How about the athleticism of the linebacker to get up for that one and also to keep a hold of it on one foot? That is impressive. Incredible athleticism to get up for it. Makes the play, turns the ball over, and Baltimore's defense, beyond that first drive, has been doing everything it needs to do to get its team in front of this game.
Yeah, good stuff from the defense, and sets up Wigmore with a great field position just outside of field goal range. 24 seconds left in this first quarter. Wigmore thrown, and it's well overthrown. He's found the seam between 2 defenders, but found 10 yards beyond that. It is 2nd and 10.
Yeah, he was looking for Caesar Ackerman, the lead tight end on the roster for Baltimore. Just overbaked it a little bit. He needs to calm down. His defense has done the job, and they just kind of need to take it easy here. If they get into field goal range, which they almost already are, they'll take the lead.
This is Warren Murray in the backfield, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. It's typically been a pass when Murray is in that spot. We'll see if that continues. It is a pass. Wigmore looking to throw it again over the middle. That one's caught. Another post pattern, and that should be Daly Holder over there. It is 1st and 10 for Baltimore.
Yeah, next man up for the Baltimore offense. They'll find a weapon no matter what. That was a great cut back to the inside by Daly Holder. And once again, Wigmore just needed to calm things down. That situation finds an easy route. Great play by the third receiver. And Baltimore push it into field goal range.
Just as we end the first frame as well. 1 frame in the books. It's a 7-6 game, but Baltimore's knocking on the door. You're watching the SFL on YouTube, presented by APM Music. Chris Curtis, Jacob Clear, getting your weekly dose of albino in one shot this week as we have Baltimore and Louisiana on the docket. 7-6 Revs as we start the second frame. Two to the left, one to the right. And it's a split back look for the Vultures.
Look out for Irvin.
Yeah, he's moving in motion there from left to right. And off again. This one's for, I believe that is Murray. If I'm right, is the thinner, slimmer frame of Murray gets 7 yards forward. 2nd and 3 going forward.
Yeah, you're right. And it looks like Baltimore are making an effort to bring Warren Murray out when they spread their receivers out to try and get him in situations where Louisiana have put more defensive backs on the field. That time it works, gets him 7 yards, and a nice play by the Baltimore offense.
2nd and 3. Mike Dagg's trying to stir up stuff in the chat as always. Toss play, left side, and a big shoulder to knock down the defender, but Gaines does not quite get enough for the first down. 3rd and inches coming, and a big 3rd down for the Vultures.
Well, we're not necessarily calling him fat, but that time you see the fullback instincts that he has, just a power move to try and get forward, not quite enough.
Heavy set I formation one more time. 5 on the defensive line. See if they send extra help. They will, and it won't matter. First down and more, out to about the 13-yard line. Another one for T-Roy. 1st and 10. They can still get a first down at the 3.
He's one of those players, nothing's ever too explosive from T-Roy Gaines, but he just gets it done. Anytime he gets the ball in that situation where he's got a little bit of open space, you can guarantee he's going to get 4 or 5.
Another toss play. They like this toss play. That's a good juke to the outside. Stays inbounds, finally steps out. Warren Murray does good to get close. He gets to the 4-yard line and steps out of bounds. And 2nd and inches coming up.
Yeah, and you're starting to see T-Pat's playbook open up a little bit here. That's the 2nd time he's gotten the ball on this drive, but they're looking to sort of open up the Revolution defense bit by bit to see what they're willing to give Warren Murray. That time he had a lot of space on that left-hand side to run into. Almost got the score.
Yeah, he did. Almost got the first down as well and make it down to the 3. Heavy set look and a goal line look on defense for Louisiana. Handoff. That is through the right side. Getting closer, but does get the first down, does T-Roy. 1st and goal for the Vultures, and they are that close now to taking the lead in this game.
Yeah, and you see why they give it to him in those situations, because he is just so strong at moving the ball forward. That makes him very hard to stop here, just over a yard out with 3 plays to go.
1 out wide, otherwise they've got everybody up at the line. Toss play, left, plenty of room, and has to break a tackle, finally does, and he's in for the touchdown. T-Roy Gaines gives the Vultures the lead.
Yeah, and talk about a disrespectful stiff arm on the play. Only had one defender to beat and did it in the most humiliating way possible. But that's what he does. That's how good he is, and that's why, obviously we talk about he was inducted in the Hall of Fame at the convention this season, and that's why. I mean, he's just such an explosive runner when he moves the ball forward, gets the stiff arm, and then Baltimore take the lead, and probably deservedly. I mean, their defense stepped up on the second 2 drives from the Revs. They get the turnover, and they turn it on downfield and get the score.
Darkenton puts one up on the extra point and gets it through, make it a 6-point advantage for the Vultures to cap off an 8-play, 41-yard drive after the Alvin Mack interception. Louisiana and Tommy Utah have to have a short memory now going into this drive, or worse, they could make bigger mistakes going forward, which is absolutely what they don't want to do. Kick is up and gone. Dinero's deep for the return. Has it 10 yards deep in the end zone, and he will put a knee to the ground and touch it back. Down to the 20 we go.
And we'll see if the Revolution playbook continues to open up the way Baltimore's did on that opening drive. We talk a lot about the split between the 2 backs. Chris Grant Jr. had his first involvement on the previous drive for the Revs, but they need to protect the football.
2 to the left, 1 to the right for Utah in the split back look. Nickel on defense for Baltimore one more time. Utah moves out of pocket, throws, caught, quick catch, knew the hit was coming, and still got up to make the play. Adam Banks makes it a 9-yard gain.
And Adam Banks, he was formerly from the Revolution, spent a season in Minnesota with the Legend, coming back this season, and that time DeWayne Salmons gets involved in a pass blocking situation, gets the job done, keeps his quarterback upright. He's having a good start to this game.
High formation look. Salmons is the deep back. He'll get a handoff here. Tries to push the pile and gets taken down from behind from Keenan Samuels. Make it 3rd and 1 here for Louisiana.
Yeah, Baltimore doing a good job of pushing Keenan Samuels up into the line. That time he just overran it, was able to recover and come back and take out the man. 7 carries already for Dwayne Salmons. He's been heavily used.
75 yards. It's a good start to the day at the office. That is a run and a first down for Chris Grant Jr. His second carry gets them 1st and 10. Liking the game so far? Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The SFL produces over 400 events a year. There's no one else that gives you more football. Don't miss a minute of SFL or SFLM action and help the channel grow through your support. 1st and 10 for the Revs. Another handoff for Salmons. Tries to break a tackle and does, but he can't break 3 as the Vultures circle on him pretty quickly. And that is 2nd and 9 coming up.
Good tackle that. I don't think that was Frank Smith, the inside linebacker, coming across from his spot. That's a great hit at the line of contact and stops him in his tracks.
Using him a little bit differently than they've used him in the past. He's typically their main blitzer in the linebacker spot. Here is really good with run stop. Utah moves out of the pocket, heaves it over the middle. That one's caught. A past midfield to the 46-yard line. That is right where it needs to be for Lyric Da Vinci.
Yeah, and Lyric Da Vinci, he's a bigger body in terms of his size when he gets into those open situations. A former tight end coming up with the play there, but he's very hard to play man coverage on because of his size. It's a great effort to get downfield, and Utah picks it up, and they get the first down.
So plenty of yards on that. Put it to a 1st and 10. They'll say the 45-yard line is where they're at as Baltimore's defensive line moves left to right. Blitzing linebacker is Smith, and they will not get the stop. A couple of broken tackles. How did Salmons take down 2 Vultures at once? What a hit to finally bring him down 6 yards on the run at 2nd and 4.
Salmons have done that a couple of times already. He was just pushed through a heap of contact. That time Baltimore sent the pressure, but he was completely unfazed by it and picks up 6.
5.5 minutes left in this first half. Toss play. Salmons again. Has some room. Tries to spin out of contact. Didn't quite work. He's short of the first down. 3rd and inches. Another chance here for Baltimore to possibly make a stop as Frank Smith gets the stop again. Big moment here in this first half. Handoff through the middle. It's a first down and more. That's down to the 32-yard line for Chris Grant Jr. Another first down for Louisiana.
He got propelled back by Trey Loshaw at the end of the play, but he won't care. He gets the first down. The Revs push it downfield. They're on the edge of the red zone.
We're just on the inside of field goal range as well for Otis Boudreau. That is a handoff for Grant. Gets behind his blocker and it pushes his way forward, but doesn't get very far. Alvin Macko had the interception earlier. Comes up and makes a nice stop.
Yeah, you can see the importance of this Baltimore linebacking core. Alvin Mackop's had the pick earlier on, but Frank Smith has been really important along with Keenan Samuels. They've all had heavy involvements early on in this game as they blitz again.
And this will be through the middle. Samuels. He doesn't get taken down. First down and more to the outside. Stays on his feet and stays in bounds. And he's in for a Louisiana touchdown. What a run from Dwayne Salmons. I counted 3 times he should have been tackled, but he stays on his feet and gets in the end zone.
How about that, Curtis? I mean, this is a rookie playing his 3rd game of SFL football and has completely made a mess of this experienced Baltimore defense. You see there, he was caught up in coverage. Keenan Samuels had a go at him. Eventually, it was Frank Smith that looked like he might have had the angle, but didn't. He able to turn downfield and gets the score. That's a brilliant run by Dwayne Salmons, and just what an introduction to this game. I mean, it's been a slow start the season for the Revolution running offense, but he is tearing them up early on in this game.
Lucky for Louisiana, that was John Michael Sudduth, I believe, who got away with a block in the back on the last part of that run. This is up from Otis Boudreau, and it is good for the extra point. So we've already had 3 lead changes in this game. 1 to start with Louisiana. Baltimore took it back, and here we go again as Louisiana has flip-flopped. It's a 1-point lead for them as they kick the ball back to Baltimore. 4-11 left in this first half. This ball is up and gone, returnable for David Anderson. Moves, spins, out to the 20. It's a flag down, so some laundry on the kick return. First time we've seen the referee in this game, and at the face mask. See if it's incidental or not. It is, so it's a 5-yard penalty, and Baltimore will take the ball at the 29-yard line. That's where they start this next drive.
Yeah, we'll see how Baltimore responds to that. That's got the home fans well and truly into this game. But Baltimore were good on that last drive that they had. Expect to see similar stuff. T-Roy Gaines has got momentum at the moment.
Louisiana's crowd getting loud, trying to give their defense some momentum. Good run blitz, but it doesn't matter. That's a near first down. 8-yard run forward for Warren Murray on first down, 2nd and 2.
It's probably the first time they've used Warren Murray in a power situation. But again, I think it's because they've subbed him in as the fullback. So they've reversed the roles of the two backs as is traditional in those heavy sets. That time it was technically a fullback dive, but in that situation Warren Murray was the fullback. So interesting to see how Baltimore are kind of going about this at the moment.
Moving some people up towards the line. They're expecting another run, and they'll get their wish. Louisiana can't stop the first down, as that is going to be a new set of downs, this time for T-Roy Gaines. His first carry of the drive nets Baltimore a new set of chains.
Yeah, the T-Roy Gaines running through that defensive line of the Revolution like a lawnmower, takes out one of the linebackers in the process and gets the first. And it's a real heavy dose of run early on from Baltimore. They've clearly sensed that the Revolution are going to give them plenty of room for their backs to go into.
3-17 left, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Wigmore throws, it's caught. Quick slant over the left-hand side. It is Ivory Irvin who has a first down for Baltimore.
It's been a bit of a time until Ivory Irvin checked into the game. He's been targeted a couple of times by Wigmore. This time he's able to bring it in and flips the field for the Vultures. And just like that, they're on the attack again. This is a pretty free-flowing game at the moment.
Yeah, good pace. Both sides on offense have a decent amount of rhythm going right now. Louisiana trying to find a way to stop the Vultures, and vice versa is true as well. 1st and 10 for the Vultures. Handoff, right side. That is another one that's going to find 5 yards or more. Most of Baltimore's runs have found at least 4 to 5 yards, if not more. I can't really count any more than 1 or 2 so far in this game that have not gone for that kind of length. 2nd and 5 for Baltimore. 4-3 look on defense for Louisiana. They may try to get some extra bodies in there to get to the running back, and it is T-Roy who is taken down. That took a heck of an open field tackle to do it, but it was done. 3rd and 4 coming. Big defensive down coming for the Revs.
That was a good adjustment by the Revolution defense. They've kind of laid off the pressure on the front line when Baltimore have gone to the run. That time they put it on that right-hand edge, and they get the stop.
And that'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left before the locker rooms. 14-13. Revs in front, but Baltimore, again, getting to the point where they're knocking on the door. Tank Bennett had the stop on that previous play. We'll see if Louisiana wants to bring the safeties up again to get into the backfield, if at all possible. Wigmore to throw it. Time, throws, right side, tipped and nearly intercepted twice. That'll hit the turf. 4th down coming, and it looks like it's going to be a Tarkington attempt for the 3rd time in this game.
Yeah, it was a bit unorthodox, unfortunately, for Baltimore. They tried passing out one of the heavy sets and didn't quite get the coverage out. Looks like they might be going for the punting.
They're punting. They're going to punt from inside the 35-yard line, so there's a decision. See if they can pin the Revs back deep in their own territory. This ball is going to sail towards about the 18-yard line. It's caught, rolled there from Dinero, and that is where Louisiana will start this drive. A little bit of self-preservation there from Dinero, catching that ball, getting himself on the ground, and avoiding a major collision.
You probably wonder why they didn't trust their kicker in that situation, because the punt didn't really get them any further back. The Revolution got plenty of space to work with here.
Yeah, that was a short punt for sure. Utah floats one over the top towards the left. That was a chance for Liam Hammer, but he was in double coverage, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, you can't be thrown in the double coverage in that short situation. That's very risky. You see a lot of them get picked off. They got to be really careful.
2nd and 10 coming. Minute 47 left in this second quarter. Utah under center. Brings it back. 3-step drop, throws to the outside. A little bit of a screen set up there for Salmons. He's got some room to work towards the outside and eventually gets forced out of bounds. 1st and 10 for the Revs. We're going to kick it back to SFL HQ. Cameron Irvine has a game update for us.
Thank you, Curtis. Tied at 7 in Seattle, and Ty Patak goes to work. He finds Gus Scott, who spins past Eddie Gage and is out of there. 14-7. Seattle is rocking, giving Arizona all they can handle. Back to Louisiana and Curtis and clear.
Good game out there for Seattle up in the Pacific Northwest, welcoming Arizona just like Seattle wanted to, and that's with a nice touchdown from Scott. That's awesome. 1st and 10 for Louisiana as we welcome you back to home, Louisiana. 3-step drop. Looking to throw it to the outside. That one's caught. Another one for Salmons. He's going to bowl over a defender. That one hurt. That was Enzo Bolt who was on the receiving end of that. That was actually Cameron Collier, the fullback, on that catch.
Yeah, you're right, and they're heating up at the moment. The Revs, Baltimore just haven't really been able to stop much of this of their offense, and it's been their backs that have really done the damage. Be it Collier's obviously hasn't touched the ball yet to that point, but has been doing a lot of good work in the lead block game. Gets the reward for his earlier good work.
1st and 10 for Louisiana in the split backs. Let's see what kind of 2-minute drill they can run. This will be a handoff through the middle. Chris Grant Jr. gets himself 6 yards. No timeout taken. They want to continue to run the clock down. And with 1:26 to go, they're closing in on field goal range, so no big deal.
Yeah, and you can see they're starting to evolve the split between the 3 backs that the Revs have got. So much diversity and talent that they have in that backfield.
And off through the middle again. Chris Grant Jr. gets close, but he can't quite get the first down. There's a timeout taken by Louisiana, and it'll be a chance for them to make a first down out of this. If they can do that, then they might be set up to at least score 3 points here before the end of the half. Let's see where they end up. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Utah throws to the outside. Another one for a first down, and stepping out of bounds is Salmon. That's a smart play. 1st and 10 for the Revs as they preserve their last 2 timeouts and also get closer to field goal range.
You can do no wrong at the moment to win Salmons, and at time another safe throw by Tommy Utah gets it forward, but we'll see what they draw up here. I mean, they've got a minute left on the first half clock, but they need to put Baltimore to the sword if they're going to really sort of have a crack in the second half. It would be very helpful to get a score at the end of this.
I would love to do just that. To the outside, almost the same play. Salmons gets out of bounds, 3 more yards added on, and we're actually just now at the minute mark, and I'd say they're well within field goal range now for Otis Boudreau, so that's good work from them, and they can kind of go for the bonus if they can and try to get the touchdown.
Yeah, smart. Didn't look for the contact, just went straight out of bounds to save the clock.
See what the second down play has. Utah backs it up over the middle. That one's caught in its fumble, and it's Baltimore that has it. I have a feeling that this will be looked at. Frank Smith came up with the football and see if they call this possession.
We saw a lot of these.
It never hit the ground. That's an interception.
Yeah, you're right. It would be. So irrespective of how it happened, it's a turnover.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look like it'll be challenged. So Baltimore have got another turnover.
Yeah, that's 2 turnovers for this Baltimore defense. Producer Cameron Irvine in my ear saying immediately it never hit the ground. And yeah, that you're exactly right. And then Jacob, you verified it. That was good work. Good eyes on that, and great turnover here from the Baltimore defense. That's going to be a run that's taken down as Clem is going to get in front of the ball carrier, 2nd and 11.
Yeah, we'll see what Baltimore decide to do. They haven't stopped the clock, so I suspect they'll just run this one out. They want to get to halftime and regroup.
Makes for a very, very good first half, about to go into the rearview mirror. Baltimore, whose first two turnovers, still down a point in this game. Wigmore backs it up. Play action. Moves to his left.
Yeah.
Thrown deep over the middle. It's caught. A one-handed grab. That was a fireball with the right hand. Brings that one in. 1st and 10, and they're just outside field goal range.
Well, I think we all need to check ourselves, because it was strange that Baltimore didn't go to stop the clock if they were going to look downfield like that. They've taken 20 seconds off the clock that they could have had in marching downfield to try and get a score.
I'm not sure that was entirely planned until Wigmore saw he could make a play. 7-step drop, screen set up to the outside, and out of bounds goes T-Roy Gaines after a 3-yard forward progress. 12 seconds left on a 2nd and 7. They're still outside field goal range right now. See where they go with this. That's going to be a major question mark.
Well, they can have another crack at it if they want. It looks like they're going to go into a heavy set, so they're potentially going to run this one out again. We'll see.
Toss play, right side for T-Roy. Holds on to it and moves forward. They're going to try to get into position to maybe spike this. And they they're going to call a timeout instead. So Baltimore calls their second to last timeout, gives themselves 3 seconds, and curiosity strikes thinking what they're going to do here. I'm thinking they'll probably heave it to the end zone.
Well, you'd think. I mean, it's been strange. It's a strange drive. They started off looking conservative, then they went aggressive, and now they went back to being conservative, and now it's aggressive again.
3rd and 3. 3 seconds left on the clock. Last play before the end of the first half. Putting it up high in the air. That one is incomplete. And that is the end of the first half in this game. That is a crazy first half as well. It's a 14-13 score as Louisiana out in front. Jacob Clear, your first half thoughts on a wild and wacky encounter in the swamp?
Absolutely. It's been a very entertaining first half of football here, as we expected. Both of these teams are kind of in similar positions, not in so much in record, but the way that they've played. And I want to go back to that turnover at the end of the half. You can argue whether it was a fumble or an interception, but that was crucial, I think, because you think about it, even if Louisiana grab a field goal, that could have been very important leading into the back end of the game in the second half, because it seems very obvious that this is going to come down to one score at the moment. I don't think either of these teams are going to break free. It looks like it could be a very back and forth second half.
Salmon's halftime player of the half, and with good reason. 2 touchdowns. He also had that big run to start the game off on the first snap of the game. Ended up going 50-plus yards, and that brings us to our second half of play. Louisiana 14-13 over the Baltimore Vultures, the defending champions. Louisiana's Tommy Utah 8 for 11 in this game, just still less than 100 yards, but you wonder how soon or how long they're going to be before they start to open up his options downfield. I mean, the running backs are doing real good work, but how often or how long are they going to be able to keep that up as Baltimore comes out to get this kick to start the second half? Chance for Anderson, breaks a tackle, tries to break another one, finally gets tackled and taken down at the 35-yard line. And Baltimore starts this drive out, first one of the second half, right there. And here we go.
He's had a good start, David Anderson. It's the second time he's returned a kick in good distance. And we'll see Baltimore get the ball to start with that 1-point deficit. We'll see if they go back to what was working in the first half, and T-Roy Gaines continues to motor forward.
First and 10 for the Vultures. Been a bruising game between the trenches so far. Or in the trenches. It's Chima moving right to left. He had a good first half as well. Wigmore, quick throw. Probably should have been PI. Was looking for Ivory Irvin over the middle, but I think a couple of Rev players got in his way, albeit inadvertently, and it's second down.
Yeah, you're right. Another questionable call there. Whether or not he may have been tackled before he got the ball, but irrespective, it wouldn't have been a huge gain if it had been called.
Second and 10 for the Vultures. Chance for Baltimore. Looks like a man-to-man defense for Louisiana. Wigmore, throw over the middle, and it's well overthrown. Got a little bit of happy feet there. Ackerman, your intended target. Third and long coming up here for Baltimore.
Yeah, it's the second time that he's put a bit too much pepper on the throw. Wigmore's just got to control it a bit better at the moment. This is a big third down here.
Louisiana crowd getting loud, trying to will their team to a stop. They'd love to take some momentum. Along with the end of this drive, 3 to the right after the motion. Wigmore has the football, rolls right, looks to throw, downfield, it's caught in front of 3 Revs players. The safety comes up to make the hit, but Mac Chima has another long ball over the middle.
Isn't he having a game, Chris? This has been an inspiring performance by Mac Chima. Again, Wigmore killing them in the rollout. It just gets the defense off its bearings. And Chima with another great route in the back of the secondary and gets a really big gain. Over 100 yards for Mac Chima. He's having a ball game.
Yes, he is. He's having a very good ball game so far on just a handful of catches for Chima. Looking to throw it over the middle. Another one-handed grab. We've seen a few of those today. This one by Ivory Irvin. It's first down.
Yeah, that's the superstar Ivory Irvin coming in and making his presence felt once again. That's his third catch of the game, and you just know like how good he is, and it's incredibly beneficial for Baltimore if Chima's the one that seems to be killing it, because they've still got him up their sleeve if they need an all-star play.
Irvin's second catch. Mac Chima leads all receivers on Baltimore with 5. Wigmore thrown. That is nearly intercepted. It fell out of the hands of the defender at the last possible second. That nearly had a turnover on it. That was Gary Clem who came up and made a fantastic play.
Yeah, and that was reminiscent of the one that Alvin Mack had earlier in the first half. That time he couldn't reel it in, but he'll want that one back.
Second and 10. Just south of 9 minutes to go in this third quarter. Quick throw. That's incomplete. Another one that hit the receiver right in the nick of time for the defense to make a play on it. Third and long for Baltimore. Those quick throws from Wigmore, they are just not working out.
Yeah, good coverage has been the answer to that at the moment for the Revs. They've clearly read that forward across the middle pass that they've been trying to pull off.
Moving right to left. Moving it into a quads receiving situation. Third and 10. That's a play action. Roll to the right. Throw, and that is caught. First down and 10 after a laser beam to Mac Chima one more time.
Yeah, you can book it at the moment, can't you? It's every time you watch these rollout situations, you watch Wigmore roll out the pocket. Where's Chima? That's where it's going. It seems like every time Wigmore has found space in the pocket, Chima's the one that's open downfield every time he looks downfield. That's a crazy stat column, 133 off 6. He's having a really good game.
Yeah, 22 and a fifth yards per catch to the outside. It puts it in the hands of the running back. That one's the fullback T-Roy Gaines, but for a 2-yard loss as the Revs make the stop in the backfield.
Yeah, he's a bit shook. T-Roy, it's probably the first time in a while that the Revs have put pressure on him straight away. Gang tackled him behind the line. That's good defense.
High formation look. Nickel on defense for Louisiana. Quick throw. This one's caught. First time they've completed one of those quick throws. Daly Holder, the recipient. 3rd and 3 for Wigmore and company.
I'll see what they draw up here. It's a bit more momentum. I think they'll go back to the ground. I don't think they've really ran it so far this drive. Looked for gains to get the ball here.
That is going to be exactly where it goes. It's T. Roy who is going to get taken down at the line of scrimmage. Another one for Chuck Diesel, and a 4th down decision coming for Baltimore. Likely going to be a Tarkington field goal.
A great defense by coming in from his inside linebacker spot there. Chuck Diesel making the play. Still, Baltimore will take the lead, but it was a disappointing end of the drive when Wigmore looked so good with those connections to Chima.
High snap, handled well. Kick is up and on the way from Tarkington, and it is a 2-point lead for the defending champions. 11 plays, 61 yards. Took just south of 3 minutes away from the clock on that drive. And now Louisiana gets the ball back, and that's our 4th lead change of the day so far. And there's a lot of football left.
Absolutely. It's been back and forth throughout the entire game so far.
That's returnable for De Niro to the 15. Spin at the 25. Gets to the 27. No further than that. And a 2-point lead for Baltimore. But again, Louisiana with a chance to bring it back.
Look, that time, I think, yeah, they had Chris Grant Jr. returning the kickoff. It's interesting. Normally they've had De Niro. I think Adam Banks has been on kickoff return duties. That time they bring the running back in for it.
Okay.
It's interesting to see if they maintain that.
Gotcha. So Grant Jr. back there on this particular one. 27-yard lines where they begin regardless. And Utah is under center. Tight end moves in motion from left to right. Backs it up. Moves in the pocket. Throw. Left side hammer was the intended target. Just a little bit too hot to handle and a little bit high for him as well. 2nd and 10 after he gets hit.
Yeah, but great contact by the corner. Just pressed up and makes the play. He had too little time to try and regather that one. But a good look, though, by Utah. He's trying to get the ball to Liam Hammer. He was pretty quiet in that opening half.
2 to the left, 2 in the backfield. Time, moves in the pocket. Pressure coming, and he finally is taken down. What a hit. Baltimore makes the play. It's Joe Duncan, the defensive end.
Yeah, Jolton Joe Duncan gets in the backfield and makes the play, and Utah, he's been a little bit unprotected at times in that pocket. That time it collapses completely into the line being able to get through. I'll look deep here on 3rd and 15.
I'll try to keep this drive alive. They got to get it to the 37 for a first. Bunch right. They're looking that way. Plenty of time for Utah. Pocket holding. Throws. And it is incomplete. However, there is a flag down. Want to see what this is. Pass interference. That's a heck of a penalty to take. And that gives Louisiana new life at the spot of the foul at the 46.
Yeah, an uncharacteristic error by Gio Bolt that time. This one's probably understandable. He had the area there, and Bolt a little bit too physical on his target. You wonder, again, it seems like most of the PI calls that we get are 50-50. You could probably make a case that that wasn't PI, but in my opinion, there was too much contact on the receiver.
Yeah, and just too early. Otherwise, it would have been a heck of a play by Gio. 1st and 10. From the 46, Louisiana has the ball and are moving downfield. That's a setup for a screen. Broken tackle by Sammons. He's going to have some room on the outside, and that is a flag down again. This may be a face mask. Nope, they're going to call it a clip, I believe. Yes, it is. So a block in the back, essentially.
It was pretty quick. It must have happened right at the line because it was a very quick call by the official. It was on John Michael Sudduth, I think, the tight end. And that's a disappointing result as it sends them back 15. That's huge.
That's a big, big loss of yards. 1st and 25 as they move all the way back to their own 31. Quads look. They're likely going to look to go downfield. Utah, handoff. Salmons. And a broken tackle. Plenty of room. To the outside. He's got a first down and more. Down the right sideline. He's getting chased downfield, but it doesn't matter. 1st and 10. Salmons with another timely big run and move it into field goal range.
Oh, man. It is a sight to see in this league when you get a power back that just runs straight over a defender like that. I mean, he didn't even put a move on. He just ran over him. It was just, get out of my way. I'm going downfield. Didn't quite have the downfield speed to get past the safety, but still a fantastic run by Dwayne Salmons. He is cooking the Baltimore defense.
That was actually Enzo Bolt, the corner, who was able to chase him down at the sideline. Good pursuit to the ball from him. May have saved a touchdown to the 25-yard line. Handoff through the middle, and not much to that. Frank Smith comes up and makes the stop at 2nd and 9.
I'll just take a moment. I realize we haven't done this yet. Shout out our stats team, Mike Daggs and Brad with us tonight in the booth. I was worried that Mike Daggs might yell at us if we didn't shout him out. So I had to
it's
do
kind of like the throw it to the tight end hashtag. It's all a little bit selfish, 3rd and 5. 3rd and 5. Salmons comes up after the run through the middle. I'm going to get some hate for that one from Mike Daggs. I can feel it already.
I'm sure you're going to cop that next Wednesday.
It feels like a sunburn, I mean, I'm used to a sunburn, so. Heck, who am I talking to? So are you. So, 3rd and 5. Chance for Utah. Thrown short and incomplete. A little bit inaccurate with the ball. And that did not go the way he needed it to. 4th and 5 coming up as a field goal attempt on the horizon for Louisiana.
Yeah, right read, wrong throw. Unfortunately for Tommy Utah, just didn't quite put it in the right placement. And look at this, Curtis. What are we going to get? Another lead change.
Yeah, it could be the 5th one of the game if Otis Boudreau puts this one down the middle. That it looks good, and it is good. So 3 points added on, make it a 17-16 game as Louisiana caps off the drive and gives themselves back the lead.
Oh, and they'll be disappointed that they couldn't convert off the back of that Dwayne Salmons run. It's the first time he broke up for a big one like that, they were able to get a score at the end of it via him, but the execution just wasn't there once they got to the red zone. But still, and I believe I'm seeing the game updates on the other side. The other game tonight is going back and forth as well.
Yeah, that's it. We'll get that going here in just a second as this will be returned by Anderson. 1st and 10 to the 28. As promised, Cameron Irvine at SFL HQ. What you got for us?
Man, oh man, how about this one? What a night for Type Attack and Gus Scott. Again, a Gus Scott highlight here on this game break. Patak finds Scott down the field. 2 players get confused. They run into each other. Type Attack is 7 for 7 for 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks, and they're losing. Ashley Jackson with her 3rd touchdown pass just now. 28-24 Arizona towards the end of the 2nd. Back to Louisiana.
That is a wild game going on over there. Type Attack 7 for 7 with 2 touchdowns, and they're behind. That's crazy. This is Wigmore throwing short and is caught for a 5-yard gain. Not a lot to it. It's Ackerman, the tight end, with his 2nd catch.
Yeah, Ackerman hasn't had the service today. 2 incompletions so far have gone his way. That time he gets it. But you're going to have to get the split screen going on these 2 games. Both of them incredibly tight heading into the 3rd over there. And we've got a great ball game over here.
Wigmore looking to throw it. Plenty of heave over the middle. And for the 4th time in this game, he's overthrown his receiver by a lot. Make it 3rd down. Now available. Free to download, you can play the SFL video game on the go on the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus and emulator for 4K23 in the palm of your hand. Order your Retroid today at GoRetroid.com. Search SFL and download our mod at simulationfl.net/4K23. Retroid, the official console of the Simulation Football League. 3rd and 5 for Baltimore. Big 3rd down for Louisiana defensively. Wigmore to the outside, sets up the running back. That's a first down. Good stiff arm there for T-Roy Gaines to ensure he has the yardage. It's a new set.
Oh, absolutely. Made hard work of it, T-Roy Gaines. He was in a situation where it could have been blown up, but he makes the play. That's veteran experience by T-Roy Gaines.
Wigmore just 14 for 26 today. Definitely wants the completion percentage higher. But this game is still very close. T-Roy Gaines, broken tackle. Gets tackled immediately after. 6 yards forward, 2nd and 4.
Yeah, and we'll see more of that as the drive develops. They've gone to T-Roy a lot in this game, very heavily. Just hasn't been able to break one off yet the way that the Revolution have, in the sense that, and T-Roy has done it in previous.
This is to the outside. Give it to T-Roy again. He's got the first down and stays in bounds. Gets tackled hard out of bounds, but gets enough for the first down one more time with just over 3 minutes left in the third.
Yeah, you see there, he got the good block, so it wasn't necessarily that he had to do much to get to the outside. I wonder if they need to start looking at getting Warren Murray the ball. They need some more of that explosive front-end speed that he has, that T-Roy is kind of more should be used in those short down situations. 20 attempts for T-Roy for 69. He's been inefficient for the majority of this game. It's just he's been good for short yardage.
It's been a nice workload for him at this point. This will be through the middle for T-Roy. 2 broken tackles and room to go. Finally gets taken down after a 4-yard gain. He's been the workhorse for this Baltimore roster today, and not taking anything away from Warren Murray, but this game, it seemed like it needed more of the power back style that T-Roy brings. Second and 6 for Wigmore. Handoff, right side. Another one for T-Roy. First down and more, down to the 34-yard line, and they're just outside field goal range once more.
Yeah, again, that's a situation where he's going to be used and he's going to be ridiculously effective. Not sure where Dante Grimm was running, but he eventually came back and made the play. But it's just those short yardage situations where he can kind of push forward and get 5 or 6 to grab a first down. But I'd like to see them get Warren Murray the ball more on first down. I think he's subbed in here as the running back.
See if they give it to him. They will go play action instead. Wigmore over the middle, caught in between 4 Rev defenders. It's Ivory Irvin, who found a seam, 1st and 10.
Yeah, there he is again, Ivory Irvin, slowly creeping his way into this game. It's been the Mac Chima show for the majority of this game for Baltimore's offense. This time, Wigmore finds his main man again, and they just progress the ball downfield. Now, here's where T-Roy is going to be very hard to stop. He's just been good at getting that 5-6 yard carry forward, and they're going to go back to him here, I believe.
Can they finally punch it in is going to be the question. They've had a hard time not leaning on Shark Tarkington for points. Hand off through the middle. It is Warren Murray. He gets himself 3. 2nd and 7 as he tries to find a seam.
That's happened twice this game where Warren Murray is lined up in the split back as the fullback and they've given him a dive right up the middle. You wonder why they're not trying to bounce him to the outside and not putting T-Roy in those situations.
Heavy set look. Wigmore backs it up, thrown right side. It's incomplete. That is a drop. Man, that was so close to a touchdown, but can't quite bring it down. In coverage was even Arthur, who put his hands on the football as well. 3rd and long coming up here for Baltimore.
Yeah, you're right, Curtis. He should have had that one. That's a tough drop.
Quads look on offense for Baltimore. Wigmore's under center. Moves left. Look for Chima. Back in the end zone. It's incomplete due to the feet being out of bounds. Could not get the feet in. 4th down and Tarkington out for another field goal.
I was about to get the old monocle and the rule book out to make sure. Obviously, in previous circumstances, we had the 1 foot inbound rule, but that time I think both of his feet may have been out of play. It's a tough result, but hey, look, it's another lead change.
Potentially. For number 6 on the day. Snap good, hold good, kick up and on the way. It has been the Shark Tarkington show on the field today for Baltimore, adding 3 more points, his 4th field goal.
Yeah, and this is going to go back and forth throughout the 4th quarter. Like, You won't be able to take your eye off this game for even a second. It's just, and you're just waiting. It's like both of these teams don't want to score a touchdown to break the game open. They're just trying to go back and forth and see which team makes an error first.
Who's going to blink? That's the question. Back on the return is De Niro. He'll spin for seemingly no reason. Might have just been trying to misdirect coverage. But either way, it gets down to the 31-yard line. Good return regardless. And Utah and company back out one more time. Utah has had a bit of a light workload. Just 13 attempts on the day. He's got 8 completions. So a decent completion day, percentage-wise, but just not a lot of action. It's been the Dwayne Salmons show on offense for Louisiana.
Absolutely. He's been really impressive. They have had a good balance, though. I like the way that they've approached it between Grant and Dwayne Salmons. They've just gotten Salmons in situations where he's going to be very effective.
14 carries on the day for Salmons, north of 60 yards on the ground. It's a nice steady day at the office. Utah, plenty of time. Over the middle, incomplete. That hit a couple of Vultures on the way through as well, including Troy Loshaw, who's having a conversation with Frank Smith over there in the middle of the field.
And we have another conversation about pass interference on that occasion. It looked like the receiver got pushed in the back there as he was trying to make the grab. That's another 50-50 call that's gone the way of the Revs. I'll see another situation here. They got an ace formation with Collier in the backfield.
47 seconds left in this third quarter. Hand off through the middle, trying to find a hole, broken tackle, and eventually Collier's going to get taken down. And putting him in the backfield, they try the sub to get the power back going, but they've needed Salmons in that spot, not necessarily Collier, just because of the speed of Salmons.
Well, we've seen this league really puts an emphasis on the fullback position, and that time you can see the flexibility. They put him in a running back spot in a formation that can be used as a running formation or a formation to put screens out as they go into a bunch here.
Yeah, bunch, but Liam Hammer's moved to the other side of the formation. He'll run it out. Utah with time. That is caught down to the 45-yard line into Baltimore territory. How about another one downfield? This time Utah finds his man, 1st and 10.
Yeah, Adam Banks again for the second time today has had an important deep throw taken his way. That's a tough catch to make. He had a safety right on him in Giovanni Bolt, no less, and he brings it in. That's a great play, and we'll hit the 3-quarter mark.
That puts your 4s up, your 12s, your 68s, your 86s, if you please. 19-17, Baltimore with a 2-point advantage in the fourth quarter. The Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited. Welcome inside Stack Up Stadium. Fourth quarter of play. Chris Curtis, Jacob Clear with you. Mike Daggs and Brett on stats, and Commissioner and producer Cameron Irvine on the buttons, making us look better than we have any right to be. It's a close game. 19-17, Baltimore in front, but Louisiana has the football in plus territory. Liam Hammer again moving to the right side of the formation. That is going to be through the middle. Chance for Salmons, and he's going to get 6 yards. And a $5.68 super chat from Mike Dagg saying, "Rest in peace, Cadillac style." Enough said. Enough said. Thank you, Dagg.
Yeah, absolutely.
6 yards on that first down carry. 2nd and 4. Handoff for Salmons. Another broken tackle. Going to try to do it himself. Gets 4 more and make it 3rd and short. It seems Louisiana is content to continue to utilize the ground game in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, and you mentioned Cadillac style. Leonard Butler Sr. was a formidable part of this Revolution defense and the culture that they built. He was there for many seasons and will always be remembered by this organization for just how impactful he was and still is.
Yeah, absolutely true. 3rd and 2. That's through the middle. Another one for Salmons. First down as he gets down to the 31-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Revs. as they continue to move it downfield, just close to field goal range at this point, and potentially a 7th lead change on the horizon if things continue. 175 yards on the ground for Salmons. That's been a good bit of work from him. 2 big runs have helped that total, but he's been efficient throughout. He'll get another one here. Through the right side, runs the stretch, and gets 5 more to add on to the totals. Now they're well within 3-point range.
Yeah, absolutely. But then they're going to keep going at the moment. Baltimore just can't seem to lay a hand on Dwayne Salmons at first contact. They need to close that down. They're going to go back to him here.
Delayed handoff. First down again. Salmons again. 4th carry of the drive so far has been their workhorse today, closing in on 20 carries, 1st and 10.
And questions by some of the Baltimore players about how they've pass rushed today, and that there have been many moments where they've pushed their linebackers forward to try and blitz, but the offensive line for the Louisiana Revolution has been very impressive at keeping Utah upright.
That is going to be right side tipped and nearly intercepted by a couple of different Vultures who were in the area. They've got 4 contracted offensive linemen: Odette Boudreau, Ross Napoli, that is Cole Katz, and Sergey Katzlov, the guards and tackles for Louisiana, doing what they can to keep Utah upright, as you alluded to. Second and 10. Right side, Salmons trying to get through, but he's got Vultures right on him at the point of impact. 3rd and 7. This is the longest 3rd down that Utah and company have seen for a bit.
And you just wonder what they might do here, if they try and take a shot with the pass or if they just take the safety and get the 3 points. But it looks like they're going to have a crack here.
Quarters look on offense. Move receiver to the left of the formation. Utah backs it up, throws that way. It is incomplete. That one was an absolute drop. Utah can't believe it. 4th down coming, and we may see Otis Boudreau back on the field for a 3-point try.
We've seen a couple of them, haven't we, Curtis, where a pass has been really good into the end zone and the receiver just hasn't been able to reel it in. Baltimore had a similar situation earlier in the game where Jackson Roberts was unable to bring one in. And here we go, another field goal attempt.
From the right hash, 34 yards. Snap good. Kick is up and on the way. It is up and through. And for the 7th time today, we've seen a lead change, a 1-point advantage for Louisiana.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're seemingly going back and forth until either one of the offenses makes an error or a team gets a score. At the moment, it seems like both of these teams are allergic to scoring 6 points on a drive. And it's interesting. You sort of wonder what situation might break this game open.
It's got to be somewhere. 7-13 to figure it out at this point. Anderson back deep from his own 3 to the 20. Left at the 25, right at the 27. Gets taken down at the 29. And here comes the Baltimore offense. That was this being a drive for Baltimore that they can ill afford to go empty on at this point, and they want to try to steal the momentum back from Louisiana. It seems like field goals are carrying the momentum right now.
Absolutely, that's been the story of the game for the last couple of quarters, and we'll just see if Baltimore changes anything up here on this drive to try and get a little bit more.
Just over 7 minutes left in this 4th quarter. Split backs look. They've given it to Murray out of this formation quite a bit. And they will do it again. Murray, broken tackle, gets a couple. Name it 4 on the toss play. 2nd and 6.
Yeah, perhaps that's why they haven't been giving the ball to Murray much, because Louisiana are flooding the box quite a lot at the moment. And Gaines has done well to get what he's gotten in the situation he's in, but Murray's still got 4 out of that.
That's why I was saying maybe Gaines has the advantage being the power back. This will be Gaines on the toss play. Gets through 1 set of tackles and does well to get a couple more. 3 yards on that, make it 3rd and short. And that opens up the playbook for Baltimore.
This is a good defensive response by the Revs. They've clearly noticed that the run game is going to be potent for the rest of this game for Baltimore if they're going to try and bleed the clock. So the heavy pressure of forward from the Revs, you see they're going to stack the box again. Look for the linebacker on the right-hand side to make a press.
Baltimore's run out of this formation quite a lot, but they have passed out of it as well. See where they go. 3rd and 3. It'll be a run. Gains. First down and more. Big time block to spring Gaines downfield. 1st and 10 with 6 minutes left in this 4th quarter.
Baltimore with a masterclass in lead blocking. First of all, I think it was the fullback in Warren Murray got the first one to set the one of the defenders down, but the second one was even better in the open field by the receiver Ivory Irvin, and just pushes the ball downfield. They flip the field inside Revolution territory. That is a huge play because it looked like for a second there that the Revs were going to get a stop.
T. Roy hit the century mark in rushing yards today. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Nickel look on defense for Louisiana. That is a Warren Murray fullback run and a 4-yard gain for him up the middle.
Yeah, more of the same. Warren Murray on first down. That's what we've kind of been looking for, is that they hand it off to Murray on first down, and then 2nd and 3rd you get Gaines involved to get that short yardage.
Seemingly a run formation for Baltimore. Are they going to do it again? Nope, it'll be a pass to the outside, setting it up for T. Roy. Has the big-time stiff arm and has enough for the first down. The strength of T. Roy Gaines is the reason he's able to extend that and extend this drive.
I love the confidence placing the ball over the first down marker just to specify exactly that he got it. The great play by Gaines. He's been doing that all night.
Wigmore, again, 2nd pass in a row to the outside. That one is caught going towards the sideline. It is not for much, but it is for a little bit. Ackerman gets a 4-yard gain out of it, and it's 2nd and 6.
Yeah, Ackerman is the lead tight end on this depth chart. He's had no service tonight. A couple of times where he's had to run the out route and reel it in a tough situation. Still, though, it's solid gain, and they'll go back to T. Roy to get the job done on 2nd and 3rd.
Only Ackerman's 2nd catch of this day. And no play action. It'll be a chance for Wigmore. Rolling right. Throwing in, it's caught. Downfield to the 8-yard line. Ivory Irvin, I believe, is who brings that in. It is. Down to the 8, 1st and goal for the Vultures.
It's a wonder they haven't gone to this sort of style more often tonight, because the Louisiana defense has not really known what to do when Wigmore kind of rolls out in the pocket. They haven't pressed him at any point in time, and the coverage seems to collapse on most instances. Most of the time it's gone to Chima when he's done it, but that time Irvin gets involved once again. He's starting to really heat up, and this is where they're dangerous, Baltimore.
This is where they've been also stalled out on numerous occasions as well. 1st and goal. To the outside, caught. T. Roy, broken tackle. He's got room. He's going to get taken down at the 1-yard line. Oh, what an open field tackle to pursue the ball and bring him down at 2nd and goal.
Well, it was a fantastic tackle, but he needed to straighten up. He tried to run it to the outside for whatever reason, kept going sideways and should have just pounded it forward, and doesn't get the score, but he's going to be very hard to stop now. 2 yards out.
Yeah, this will be a tough spot for him to be stopped, and this time he gets in. T. Roy Gaines scores a Baltimore Vultures touchdown, and here we go. Actually, that was the backup.
Yeah, they've thrown one of the back-end running backs out on the field to get the job done. It wasn't even Warren Murray, but again, that's virtue of their subs. They brought Gaines out. He gets tired. They bring out one of the running backs as the second option in that set. He gets the score, and that might be the play that could seal this game. We've just been waiting for that one offensive touchdown to sort of open the game up. They're going to go for 2 here to see if they can push it out to 7.
Let's see if they can get it to a 7-point score line. This will be a toss play. That one is going to be stopped. Not going to happen. T. Roy can't get the 2 points and make it a 5-point lead, which can set up some heroics on the back end for Louisiana potentially.
Well, there's plenty of time on the clock, so there's a lot of questions that you have to ask on either camp as to how you manage it. But the Revs with the door wide open, but they haven't scored a touchdown since the opening quarter, I don't think. So this is really important that they are able to get a score on this drive and take the lead back.
Oh, Chris Grant Jr. with a nice return out to the 30-yard line 5-point game it remains, and here we go. Revs with a couple minutes left and plenty of room to go, and the decision time is going to be tough.
Again, I don't think they'll venture too far away from what they've been doing, but they need better execution when they get in the red zone. Dwayne Salmons has gotten the job done. He'll be fresh coming out on the field, and they've got plenty of diversity in their backfield if he needs a rest. But they need to get something going in the pass just to sort of diversify it a bit.
1st and 10 for Louisiana. 3.5 minutes left, and here comes Salmons. Going to try to bust through 2 Vultures, and he'll get himself 8 yards instead.
And what's impressed me a lot about Dwayne Salmons is his athleticism. I mean, not only is he clearly a power runner, and that's what Louisiana have thrived off of in the last few seasons as he's come in to replace Randy Squarebush, who was an identified power runner, but it's his top-end speed as well, his ability to get off the mark. It's really impressive what he's been able to bring.
He's been good, no doubt. This will be Grant Jr. Chance to go to the outside, attempts a spin move, but gets enough forward progress for a 1st down. So Louisiana extends the drive again as we hit the 3-minute mark and counting in this 4th quarter.
That'll do, and the benefit of both of these teams is they've got the ability to bleed the clock, and you'll see the Revolution are going to run this down as much as they possibly can.
Utah, incomplete. Quick throw did not get where it needed to be. And a chance for Bolt to make a play. He does, 2nd and 10.
Good coverage by Enzo Bolt, and gets the play, and you just sense that Baltimore might try and close down the pass. I think they've got a feeling that the Revs might take a couple of snipes out here. They could potentially pass out of this formation as well in the ace.
Got to get to the 49-yard line of Baltimore for a 1st down. Liam Hammer moves right to left to move both receivers in the ace formation to the left side of the formation. Utah throws. It's nearly intercepted. That was close. Troy Loshaw in the area nearly made that a play. 3rd and 10.
Well, Troy Loshaw probably could have had the ball game in 2 hands right there, but it falls incomplete. Risky from Tommy Utah. They go to the pass twice on 1st and 2nd down, venturing away from the run, and both times it's beaten away by the Baltimore secondary.
This looks to be a throw as well. 3rd and 10. 3 to the left, 1 to the right for Utah. How creative can you be if you're Tommy Utah? Backs it up, 5-step drop, plenty of time, pocket holds, deep over the middle, and it's incomplete. Another one that hit the receiver in the hands. Baltimore makes the stop. Decision time for Louisiana with 2:32 here in the 4th.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of time left on the clock. You could potentially punt it away and hope your defense can get the stop.
Yep.
But Utah couldn't have asked for much more of his offensive line. They're in a pocket that seemed to exist for an eternity. But the receiver unable to bring it in tough coverage, though.
This is up and gone. Punt made. And then it goes out to the 19-yard line for David Anderson, who will return it back to the 25. And Baltimore now has a chance to kill some clock. Louisiana does have all 3 timeouts. So probably, I'd say 2 1st downs could put this game away for the Vultures.
Yeah, absolutely. But, if you're Louisiana, you got to send the house here and expect the run. If they pass, you can sort of forgive it, but they're going to run this out.
From their own 25-yard line. Expect to see a steady diet of T-word gains. And he gets the 1st down carry. Gets 2. Clock continues to go, and we'll likely see the 2-minute warning.
Well, they definitely responded to it. Dante Grimm getting up into the box and makes the play. That's a great call to get their safety involved in the run coverage. Only gets 2 out of it. That's a good start.
And I don't think they're going to snap this. They will not. 2-minute warning is upon us. 25-20. Baltimore has the lead and the ball, trying to put the game away on the road. Got to get it to the 35-yard line for a 1st down. Louisiana crowd getting loud. That's a toss play to the outside. Gaines can't get back to the line of scrimmage, or he does, barely. 3rd and 9, and Louisiana calls their first timeout.
That's great defense. Fantastic effort to get bodies around T-Roy Gaines and push him over. Behind the line, I believe. It'll go up as a tackle for loss. Here we go. Got to defend the pass.
They're in the quads look. Defensive line shifts separated. Louisiana crowd chanting defense. They're going to try to run this, and they're going to get the first down and more to the outside. No way! Warren Murray down to the 25-yard line. That you can ill afford if you're Louisiana. 1st and 10, Baltimore.
I reckon Thomas Padanetti got at the Boulder dashboard and was just completely bluffed the Revolution defense in that situation. They brought out the 4-1 dime, and it was such a smart play call. They didn't need to pass in that situation because you've got the lead. So even if you don't get the first down, you just don't want to turn the ball over in a situation. But they completely fool the Revolution defense and get a huge first down, and that could be the ball game.
48 yards on the ground there for Warren Murray. And now they'll continue to run. T-Roy Gaines has the football. More time ticks away. 2nd and 8. And another timeout taken by Louisiana.
And a great job by Mike Daggs and Brett on the stats to cover that play in quick time for us. And, it was such a tremendous run to get forward. And the Revs are now well and truly on the ropes.
Louisiana in danger of going 1 and 2. One more first down probably seals it. This is a handoff to Gaines, and he gets tumbled over. Last timeout taken by the Revs. So nothing left to stop the clock if they're to get the football back. But that does not look to be a guarantee at this point. This has been a very good drive from Baltimore to chew every second left on this clock. Toss play. Broken tackle by Gaines, but he gets tackled behind the line anyway, as that one will take it to 4th down. This will put Shark Tarkington in a position to make it an 8-point lead, so still technically one possession, but Louisiana not going to have a ton of time left to do it, as this play clock is going to drill this down to about 50 seconds left. Tarkington from the left hash, 37 yards. Snap is good, hold good, kick up and on the way, and it is true, right down the middle from Tarkington to cap off a 7-play, 54-yard drive.
There we go, and that's his 5th field goal of the night. It's been a huge night for the kicker, a lot of pressure on him to make each of those attempts that have all been crucial throughout the game. So it is mathematically possible, and you're right, they'll have about 50 seconds. The problem for the Revolution, we haven't really seen much of the deep looks, but they have thrown a lot of good medium passes. So if they test the outside of the Baltimore defense, they could potentially get a score on here.
This will be De Niro on the return. Gets it back to about the 25-yard line. One last update from Seattle. Game update on the horizon with Cameron Irvine.
Thank you, Chris Curtis. Ashley Jackson in the 4th quarter trying to keep her team in a wild shootout. She gets plenty of time to throw with a beautiful clean pocket and finds hands in the back of the end zone. 41-35. Seattle has the ball, 6.5 to go when y'all are done in Louisiana. Back to you.
And definitely worth clicking over there after we're done here. This game not over yet. 50 seconds left. Louisiana trying to find 8 points to tie it up. Adam Banks moving left to right across the formation. Utah throws. That's caught. Good grab at the 44-yard line. They run no huddle, and that was Utah with the pass. It was Adam Banks with the catch. Utah spikes the ball. 36 left as they're not quite in Hail Mary distance. Want to get a couple more plays to take a shot at this end zone if they can.
I don't know if I would have spiked it there, Curtis. I mean, oftentimes you see in this league where teams get in a situation where they like what's being presented to them defensively. It seemed like they had a lot of open room at that formation. I would have potentially tried that one again.
3 to the right. Utah has the football. Thrown left and caught.
Oh.
Another big-time catch. Super athletic. That one was Lyric Da Vinci over there.
It was Lyric Da Vinci. You're right. Again, big body.
Spikes the ball again. 23 to go. They're not quite in field goal range. Not that that matters at this point, but they're in range where they could probably take 2 plays to get to the end zone.
This is very much on Curtis at the moment. The Baltimore defense, again, good coverage there on Da Vinci, but he's just too big. Gets up for the catch and expect another one to go that way. Liam Hammer has been quiet. Potentially this is a moment for him to strike through.
I think you go back to Da Vinci, who has the hot hand too. Utah over the middle, tipped and incomplete. That was a dangerous ball. Man, Alvin Mack had a shot at that.
Yeah, and it looked like Liam Hammer might have been running into open space there as well. Potentially the wrong option by Utah, but no harm done. Still plenty of time left on that clock for him to have another strike.
Under center is Utah. In the quads look. Dime defense. They'll move Da Vinci across the formation. In the slot he goes. 3rd and 10. Utah backs it up, thrown right side. That one's caught, first down. They got to get up to the line of scrimmage. 13 seconds left. Likely going to see a spike. They'll have a chance here, I think, to take a shot at the end zone. And they will spike it with 8 seconds left. This is not ideal. They could go for a quick out to get a little bit closer, potentially. But I don't think the extra few yards is going to be worth it. This will probably be a shot at the end zone here.
Yeah, and they'll probably get 2 shots at it with the amount of time they've got. But still, it's you're 28 out. It's a comfortable distance for Utah. I just need an open option.
8 seconds left. Backs it up. 5-step drop. Thrown left side. Tipped and incomplete. And you were right. Probably about 2 shots at it. There's 1. 5 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, trying to find Liam Hammer to see if anything can happen. But Baltimore flood him with coverage, and he's unable to get free. Even if he had a caught that, it would have done them no good. I think that would have been the end of the game had he have caught it. So lucky it falls incomplete.
Stack Up Stadium holds their collective breath. 5 seconds left. Utah is in the gun, trying to find some heroics. Does Louisiana have a hero on the roster? Utah heaves it up. Over the middle. It's caught at 1st and goal, but the game is over. Lyric Da Vinci didn't get it over the goal line. He caught it with one hand, was not stretched out far enough, I don't believe. We may see it here. Man, he was wide open too.
Oh, what a tackle.
Man, how close is that? Louisiana not able to bring it back even. Baltimore gets their first win, an 8-point spread, 28-20 in Stack Up Stadium.
Oh man, I would have to catch my breath after that finish. He was so close, Lyric Da Vinci, to getting a score that would have decided it, but a fantastic tackle by one of the safeties on the Baltimore roster to keep him out of the end zone, tackled him in midair. Crazy finish to this game that seemed to go back and forth for 2.5 quarters or so, with the field goal units both hitting back and forth, but a really enjoyable game. You see there, the stats are all pretty much even across the board from both of these sides.
Yeah, very good work on both sides. 28-20 Baltimore takes the win. And it was the T-Roy Gaines show really for a majority of this game. Warren Murray had some flashes as well. Jack Wigmore had some flashes. Very good stuff from Mac Chima and the rest of the Baltimore staff. Just super close game here. Super close game in Seattle as well. If you guys are clicking over there, definitely do so. I know I will be after we are done here. And that is going to do it from Homa. It is for Jacob Clear, for Mike Daggs and Brett on Stats, for Cameron Irvine. I'm Chris Curtis saying goodbye and good night from Homa and the Swamp. 28-20, Baltimore wins in Week 3. We will see you on the other side for Week 4 action in 1 week's time.